Hit all the buttons. Okay. The message today, guys, is listen, this is going to be a pretty simple message. I'm basically going to scrap most of the stuff I had prepared for you guys. And we'll talk about this next week. But here's the message for today. Almost every person, including myself, that ever said they've owned a business didn't own a business. The business owns them. Okay. Most of you guys are in this position. The business owns you. And that is a phase you should be in when you're a startup. That is a phase you should be in. Okay. Now, I grew up in the Southeast. In the Southeast, NASCAR used to be really big in the Southeast and not really as big as it is everywhere else now, but it was really big in the Southeast. And the joke was in racing, because I knew kids that like racing was their thing. It was kind of weird for me. I was like, how do y'all get into that? And the joke was, how do you make a little bit of money racing as you start with a lot of money? Anybody ever heard that before? Right? So it's like, I thought golf was a rich man's sport. No, no. Racing cars is a rich man's sport. Okay. And so that being said, is like, if you have a lot of money and then you go throw some money at a startup business, yeah, you don't need to be a business owns you type person. But most of you guys aren't starting with some trust fund to go to start your business. Okay. And so the thing is what you do have is you have work ethic, you have passion, you have a skill set, and you have a knowledge base. And so when you first start, you are the business. The business does own you. If you don't work, it doesn't make money. However, almost every business owner stays stuck there. And the reason why they stay stuck there is because they have no idea of the outcome they're chasing. And when you ask them the why thing, why do you do this? And then you get a bunch of BS answers. And so, guys, you got to understand this saying of begin with the end in mind is not a catchphrase. It is the truth. Every time I work with you guys, I just ask you this question. What do you want to have happen? And most of you guys are not very clear. You give some like soft answer about what you want to have happen. You got to be so clear what you see as a vision. And the only people that win in business are the crazy people that have this vision that no one else can see. Tilman Fertitta just bought Caesar's Palace for $18 billion. Now, Tilman is the biggest restaurateur in America, probably maybe in the world as far as independent. Okay, he took his company public at one time, he bought it back. He's been close to bankruptcy multiple times. He has a book called Shut Up and Listen. You guys should definitely go read it. Okay, he's basically him and his cousins have taken over Vegas. He's the biggest owner of the Wynn. He owns the Golden Nugget. He owns the Houston Rockets. So understand. And then he just pulled off this deal. And the crazy thing is, Caesars was on the brink, as big as Caesars is, as long as they've been around, and all the properties they own, they're about to go bankrupt because they've leveraged debt for so long, they had no more other option. Now, I say all this. There's a vision that you don't just go buy something to buy something. There's a vision. This guy was close. If you read his book and you know stories about him, he's been on the close so many times of the government shutting him down, of his business going bankrupt, right? And you have to have this understanding that you're delusional about where you're going almost. Most of you guys have no clear understanding about where you're going. If I sit here and ask you, you're going to tell me what's in front of you, not where you're going. And the issue is, if you just look what's in front of you and you build forward, you're going to always hit this thing called a problem. And every time you hit this, you're doing this. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Anybody have a good month, bad month, good month, bad month, good? It's because you don't have a system and a framework of where you're going. When you know where you're going, you're willing to go to the edge of failure and you're going to ride that. That's why you're called an entrepreneur. That's why most people can't stomach the idea, right? For example, my ex-wife, I'll tell you the truth. The reason why we were never a good fit, and this was a red flag before we got married, and I still got married. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I got married twice knowing it was the wrong person. Don't follow that advice, okay? I'm an idiot. I married the first person because it was a family friend and I thought that's what my family wanted. Not the right reason to get married. And the second time is because this woman got out of federal prison, didn't have anywhere to go. I fell in love with her son, Jackson, my son now. And that's not the reason you marry somebody. Red flags all before we got married, okay? But I wanted to be a dad and anyway, I'm an idiot. Claim it. Just make sure I don't make the mistake again this next time around, okay? If there's a next time around. That being said, guys, the reason why we weren't a good fit, she wanted safety and security. Her dad worked the same job. They went to the same place for vacation every year their entire life. They never left the state. The only time she ever left the state was when she got arrested and went to federal prison. That's the only time she ever left the state. And I'm the person I don't want to live in the same house more than a year. I want to see the world, experience the world, because I believe I'm a vessel here for a message that God put on my heart. And so that means I'm willing to always put my chips on the table and play the game of I'm risking everything for a life that I can only see in my mind. And I will fail. Like I already know it's impossible to go where I want to go because it can't be done by me. I'm going to need people. I'm going to need luck. I'm going to need skill. I'm going to need all the things. And most of the time, I have no idea how to get it. But I am delusional about where I want to go. And I'm willing to do literally whatever it takes. How many of you guys have ever slept in your business before? Anybody ever done that before? Because you had to or because you wanted to? Okay. I've been both. All right. Now, I've paid the ultimate price. Okay. I've paid the ultimate price of wasting decades of my life with the wrong people because I was scared, to be honest, not with them, but with myself. I was scared to be what I call being sober. I was drunk on being delusional, not on the vision, but on other people's opinion of success. That if I didn't have a car and a watch and a vacation and travel, if I didn't have all this stuff, I'm not successful. In the martial arts world, it's how many students do you have? All right. I was like, well, shit, then I'm gonna get 300 students and then 500 students. And I kept getting more students in the school. Then it was how many schools? Okay, everybody I know has got three. I'm going to get five. And it doesn't actually ever do anything. By the way, most of the time, people that we think have certain things lined up, their personal life's trash. I wrecked my life chasing other people's success, their version of it. And I allowed myself to be manipulated. Now, I can blame other people, but that's weak leadership. And ultimately, it's my responsibility, my fault. And I'm willing now, with where the season I'm in life, to pay the price of eating the shit, so to speak, to get where I want to go. Right now, John's opening a second location. The amount of overwhelming pressure, aka some people call it stress, pressure's a privilege, stress gives you heart attacks, that he's feeling. Not that I'll laugh at it, because it's all relative. It's no different that if me and Michael go to the gym and he puts 225 on the bar and it's heavy for him, and then some guy comes over here and I'm spotting Michael and he sits down and the guy just pumps off, right? There is a weight where that will be heavy for a guy. Maybe he's got to do 500 pounds. It's all just relative. Heavy to somebody is heavy to light somebody else, vice versa. What John's experiencing right now is lightweight for me, but it wasn't lightweight for me forever. But there's a reason why he's got me in his corner. And he's going to have this brink of want to say F it all, probably at least twice a day, 3 times a day, somewhere in there. And the issue is we think we're trying to avoid that feeling. And the reality is that's what we should become comfortable with. If you really believe yourself to be an entrepreneur, and the word I want us to start using more is leader, not by title, by calling. And so if you really believe in your heart, you are wired differently. And most of you guys are the misfits. You are wired differently. You have to operate differently. You have to be more understanding of what's really going on. You can't lie to yourself. You have to become sober. You have to stop thinking of things in terms of money. Time matters, but time is something that we can actually use in our advantage. All right. And so let me ask you this. If I unmuted everybody right now, I said, hey, tell me, just talk about your business, forget your personal life for a moment. In your business, where are you going? Where are you going? Most of you guys would tell me something that just sounds okay, but it ain't clear. It's kind of an idea. And if I pushed on you, you might be able to answer a few things, but you're going to get stuck somewhere. So understands, like if you call me and say, man, I'm dealing with this problem, Aaron, and I ask you, well, hey, but what do you want? If you can't be clear where the end is, where you're going, then how are you going to build and know you're on the right path? If I go to Greg's school today and I sign up myself to train, Greg, you teach adults, right? Cool. Somewhat, some adults. All right. Maybe I sign up my daughter at your school. How about that? Okay. If he doesn't have an ability to articulate how she starts on day one and what is his first goal he wants for her. Now, we've got dad and daughter goals while we're doing martial arts, but if he doesn't have a path, a process, how do we know if we're on the right place? How do we know if we're the right fit? It's no different than walking down the aisle with someone, knowing it's the wrong fit, but you still do it anyway because you're just hoping. And hope is cool, feels good. It's not a plan. And so here's the thing is, we know if we call, prospect calls us and we do the golden questions, we say, hey, listen, right? Tell me why martial arts is the right vehicle for you guys, right? Awesome, great. Hey, listen, well, tell me why now though, all right? So now we know the reason why, we know the trigger, and then we say, hey, if we're able to provide that for you 6 months from today, 9 months from today, what is success look like? And they can articulate what they see their daughter doing. We know for the right fit. They join our program, and now I'm able to say, hey, here's what happens at 30 days, at 90 days. Matter of fact, right now, how many guys right now, within about a 6-month window, John, somebody walks in your school today, they sign up today. You don't know much about them, but you're reading, this is a test for everybody. Answer this question mentally right now. How many guys right now, within a 6-month window, somebody signs up today, you can almost guess in your mind, one, will they make black belt? Two, when will they make it within a 6-month window? How many guys are pretty good about articulating this mentally? You can see somebody, you can judge them because you're an expert in what you do. You're able to profile people. Oh, they can't do that. Yeah, we do it all the time. Okay. And by the way, most of the time, here's how I know if somebody's immature in the martial arts business. Somebody pulls up in a nice car. They wearing nice shoes. They got a nice watch on. They're like, oh, this person's going to pay us in full. Those are the cheapskate motherfuckers that ain't going to pay you nothing. Okay. So that's how I know someone's like kind of blinded about what's going on. All right. So first question I got for you guys. If I just was one-on-one, private time, no one's in the room with you, and I said, hey, where are you going with your business? How many guys right now feel like I'm lost? I don't know. I'm surviving. I'm making money. I want more students. Check. I want bigger staff. I want a better staff. Check. Okay. But how many of you guys are just kind of surviving the business? You have a busyness. You don't have a business. And if you do have a business, it owns you. All right. So this was not my message today, and I didn't even start on page 1 yet. I know that almost every time I work with you guys, the biggest thing that I feel, and then I see based on your work ethic. Yeah, go on with Pocket Kings. Here's my story. It's about to come with that in a minute. But the issue is, if you don't know the outcome you're chasing, and it's clear and understood, you have no idea are we closer or further away. Okay, so I'm a person willing to eat stuff, and I've always been an outlier. I've not worked in this location for 4 months intentionally. I want this school to go completely to zero or to grow. It's a test. Okay, person I'm dating that I love always want to own their business. Okay, cool. Believes to have the right skill sets. Awesome. I'm willing to let someone have all the tools for them to understand what are they missing. Because if you go tell somebody, anybody have kids, you tell your kids something, or how many of you guys are married, tell your spouse something, and then one day they come up there and they'd be like, because I know I've done this with my dad already, and then I know that my kids have done this to me. And then one day, you hear your kid say something to you, and you're like, my coach said this, and you're like, no shit, I've been telling you that for 5 years. Anybody ever heard that from your own kids or your spouse maybe? Sometimes when you're so close to someone, you're not the right voice. You're not the right voice. So I need there to be a proving ground for the person to say, oh, okay, this makes more sense. Because if someone's always been an employee and now they're an owner, guys, you understand there's a different set of eyes, employee to owner? And so I'm willing to let things like that happen because it is a lesson. And that lesson, if you're looking for it, can serve you forever. So I'm going to switch this off. I played a World Series of Poker event last week. By the way, if you don't know my story, I started my first martial arts school for money from winning from poker. And I love strategy. What I love about poker is if John and I get in a verbal altercation, which ain't going to happen because we'll just hug each other and whatever. But let's say it takes two to tango. Everybody knows that. We get in a verbal altercation. Okay. And it keeps elevating. Eventually, somebody's getting hit. Okay. Or both people get hit, whatever. Well, in poker, you have the same kind of process going on. You can be antagonist. You can pick like in fighting, I can pick, do I want to be, defensive fighter? Do I want to be aggressive? Do I want to be a counter? Do I want to be antagonist? Like you can pick a strategy based on that. So every time I play poker, I pick a strategy based on what I'm making a judgment call and I have to adjust the strategy. Right. And so But when you play enough poker, you've seen enough stuff happen where you can anticipate what's going to happen. So played a World Series poker tournament, and I love the strategy because I feel this anxiety, but I can't show it, and I can't punch somebody, right? So like I want to hit somebody, but I can't, right? Like there's this weird feeling. I love it because I have to be chill. And I'm like in my mind, I'm like, I know I could whoop your ass if I needed to, but I got to be chill right now. Okay. So playing a World Series poker tournament. What's crazy about this tournament is 21,000 people in this tournament, guys. 21,000 people is a lot of people, right? Um, and it's a bounty tournament. If you don't know much about poker, like it's a tournament, so you get out, bust out, whatever like that. But when you bust people out, you can go draw an envelope, and in the envelope, there was two envelopes where it was $1 million. There's only $500 in this tournament, so somebody, and the person did it yesterday, pulled $1 million ticket and just paid $500 to be in. Pretty awesome. And the winner also gets $1 million. So it's a pretty cool event. That's why there's 20,000 people playing this event. Okay. I'm playing the other day, played, I don't know how many hours, 9 hours, whatever like that. Pocket Kings come to me. And based on how this guy was playing, I raise, he re-raises. I know it was basically two hands. It's either he has aces or queens. Like just gut feeling based on how the whole thing played out. The hand right before, he had pocket eights. A guy next to me has aces. Eight comes on the river. So he just doubled up. He's the chip leader in the tournament at the time. I have kings. I raise, he re-raises. And in my mind, I was like, I probably should fold. Pre-flop kings, if you guys know anything about poker. But here's what I said in my mind. I said, here's what's gonna be weird. I could call and then just it's gonna play out a certain way, or I can just know I'm playing for luck here because I think I'm behind. I says, what's gonna happen is this guy's gonna roll over aces, and I'm playing for my term of life. And mentally, I already knew this happened. We both get all in. He has aces, I have kings. A king comes on the flop and an ace. We both hit sets. It's gonna play out that way no matter what. Okay. I wasn't mad about it, disappointed how it is. I say all that because luck is created based on how you put yourself in position. I played for all those hours for that one hand to play out that way. In poker, you only play about one big hand about every 60 minutes. Okay. So, like, you're literally sitting there studying for an hour at a time. I played the main event 2 years ago, made it to day three, busted 1 hour before the money bubble. 12-hour days of study, not play, study, not play. The very first hand of the main event, actually, I made 3 days. Very first minute, I lost half my stack. Now, I'll say all this because business is a strategy the same way. Business is strategy. You're setting yourself up. You're folding. You're losing money. You're doing all this to set yourself up where you're going if you know where you're going. And so business is actually really simple, guys. Get attention, convert attention, have a great product to keep the attention. Rinse and repeat. So there's a guy named Phil Hellmuth. I'm keeping on poker theme right now. He's one of the most bracelets ever. He's playing a $25,000 tournament. I went and watched him play the other day. It's a heads-up tournament. There's about 4 or 5 people sitting there watching him play. He is the greatest of all time. He is known as the Tom Brady of poker, the poker brat. He has 18 bracelets, over $100 million in poker winnings. If you ever watch World Series Poker on TV, you've seen him on there. There's about 4 people, 5 people watching him. Me and Sarah are 2 of the 5 people. He's on a side table. At one of the main tables, okay, is a guy named Martin Cabrera, I think is his name. Well, something like that. His name's Martin, okay? There is 30 people deep watching him, and he's just yelling and cussing and screaming and being crazy. He's won pretty much nothing in poker. Nobody knows who he is yet, but he's getting attention because he's playing a game. Yes, he's playing poker, but he's playing the game of the way you become successful is not just being great at something. You have to be great at something, and the world has to know you're great at it. Conor McGregor is not the greatest fighter of all time. He is the most well-known MMA fighter there is, at least in this generation. Outside of Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor, if you go ask the average person who's non-martial artist to name an MMA fighter, they don't even, like, literally, I've talked to people in Vegas that don't know what UFC is. UFC is headquartered here. There's fights every week, a UFC fight, either a BJJ tournament they put on every week or a UFC fight here, Apex or main event somewhere. There's people that don't even know what UFC is, which I think is really weird. People know Conor McGregor, though, even if they don't know what that is. And they know Ronda Rousey, even though she's fought once in the past 10 years, and that was not a fight. Okay? How are you guys getting known? You cannot just be a great teacher. And most of you guys are not that. Let's be real. Most of you guys are good, not great. What do you mean, Aaron? When's the last time you actually humbled yourself and trained on your craft? Not on your skill, but on being great, on making sure you understand what the game is. How do I know if you're great? I look at your audience, your parents. Most of them are on the cell phones. All right. And so I'm not saying that to attack anybody. I'm saying that to like, when are we being sober about, are we just being busy and doing the stuff that's comfortable and we stay stuck? Or are we starting to recognize the holes in the walls and the stickers on the trash cans and the smell when you walk in? And you just excuse things away. Some of you guys were visiting a school in Atlanta with us early this year. As soon as I walked in, my nose, I can't take it. I got to leave. You don't smell that anymore when you walk in. You don't fix that. It's not important. You don't see the hole in the wall. And we always put things to money. Listen, money is the easiest part of this game. The reason why you guys struggle with money is because you don't make it a priority, because you don't have a sales force. You don't train people. You don't have them in the right rooms because we're getting comfortable. I didn't cover any of this same call today. It's this simple. And I want you guys to bring some hard questions to me right now. It's this simple. You got to know where you're going, get attention, convert it, keep it. That's it. Every game in the world is that. It's not that hard. You want to get a girl? You want a girl? You better get her attention. Okay? And you better be creative. Because if you just do what every other guy's doing, all right, especially in a town like this, you finally get the attention, you better convert it to something fast. Right? Now, I say that because think about this. Your lead comes in. How fast are you getting them on the phone? How fast are you getting them on text? Are you staying on just one format, just texting, just Facebook messaging, just calling them? Are you using all of it? And then when you get them on the phone, you finally get in front of them, how great are you at understanding how to control the situation? Sarah yesterday, she's teaching right now at a daycare. She taught 2 classes there yesterday. And I says, hey, don't do it unless you know how to do this right. Go all in. And I'm sure she's doing okay, but I know it can be better. So the daycare is emailing out for us. Sarah's going to try to sell them their summer program. I says, you don't sell a summer program to people you meet. You sell a low ticket. You only sell low ticket stuff to people you haven't met. Once you meet them, that's off the table. We don't even, no, you can't even do that with us. She says, okay. I says, you're doing Monday and Tuesday. That means you need to see these kids on Wednesday. Because once you get attention, if you don't convert attention, you lose it. If you teach them Monday and Tuesday and you wait till Saturday, you're not going to get them. So she sent an email, but in the email that the parents are getting, it tells them they must text us by a set time with their kid's t-shirt size so we can save their uniform for them. Okay? She had 3 responses out of 27 kids. That's okay. It's not great. It's not great. Now, these kids didn't know she was showing up. I mean, daycare knew, but obviously the little 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds don't know that some karate teacher is showing up today. And so, and not every parent probably reads an email. Okay? So there's going to be follow-up stuff. But what she was going to do is those 3 people reached out. They were asking questions. And Sarah was like, okay, what do I tell them? All right. And she was going to answer the questions. Guys, you don't answer questions and stop there, because if you do that, you know, the attention ends. I says, well, before you answer, how about ask them a question? Because you can't serve someone if you don't understand. They're only asking questions because they're ignorant to what we do. That's our fault. We got to educate them. Coaching and leadership starts immediately. Okay. Always, right? So she's teaching right now. And I says, hey, Sarah, here's how we know how good you are at doing this. She says she wants to be a world-class teacher. If you teach 20-something kids yesterday and 20-something kids today, how many show up Wednesday? See, if you're world-class, the first person's attention you have to get is the kids, because the parents aren't there. And you have to be so world-class at how you communicate with a kid, a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, that they feel obligated and required to at least tell mom, hey, mommy, this girl came today to our daycare, to our camp. And she says that you got an email coming. And she put a tattoo on my hand. She put a tattoo on my neck. She wrote her social security number on my body, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have this game. Not a single human alive exists that can do better than me. If Sarah goes and has those 50 kids and I go do those 50 kids, I'm getting 30 of them to show up. And then I'll sign up 25. Because I would flirt with the daycare lady. I don't care that she's 67 years old and she's 375 pounds. I would make her think that her and I are about to be wed up together, because I want to get everybody's contact information. I'll do whatever it takes. If I'm in the game of winning my life, then I'm fighting for my life. And I'm going to actually, hey, right, and I told Sarah, she had the teacher break the board, but she didn't take a picture. See, the email would have had the picture of the teacher. That's where the trust is. with Sarah to establish trust with her so we communicate. Didn't do that. Hopefully today she's doing that, right? I coached her. But I would have had this picture, and I would have taken a picture of me and the daycare president or teacher, whoever she is. And so when I'm texting every parent, hey, I'm Coach Aaron from Rise Martial Arts. I was just with your kids today. Hey, I'm here with whatever the lady's name is. Hey, tomorrow night your kid's got a free uniform waiting for us at 5 o'clock. And I would say this: tell me why you guys can't make it. Tell me why you can't make it. Oh, okay, we don't got. Yeah, okay, awesome. Can't wait to see you there. We're doing this. We got pizza afterwards. That's how I would do it. I spend my 3 hours, 4 hours teaching to 50 kids, and they're showing up. Get attention, convert attention, keep attention. That's the game of life. That's the game of life. Now, the reason why you guys have problems in your business, because you are doing all three roles of your business: the vision, the building, and the managing. You got to go all in and solve the biggest problem. But you can't go solve the problem of a team if you can't convert to your team why you exist in life. Maybe one day I'll read these notes. All right, I'm going to shut up. Any questions on the table? Guys, a couple things real quick. If you're new to work with me, please write this down. B-U-T. Everybody write that word. B-U-T. Not with the extra T. I love the extra T, baby. I love Mr. T. I like sweet tea. I like iced tea. I like peach tea sometimes. But the B-U-T, I don't like. Let's be better at communicating. So when you say, hey, Nick, I love you, but I don't like that stash, bro. Well, then everything before the but was negated. It didn't matter. I lied to you. Don't lie to people. Don't be a liar. I love you and. Think we need to do something with that look. Actually, I love your look, bro. I love it, man. I think you go be deeper with it. I need to go deeper with it, okay? So let's remove negative phrases. Stop being like everyone else. Use your words better. Next thing is the absolute reason why I will just say, hey, bro, we can't be a team anymore. And I'm weird. I fire clients, even if you pay me. I'm like, at some point, I'm like, hey, you just ain't doing your part of the bargain here. Don't call me and be like, hey, Aaron, I'm sorry for taking your time. Somebody's trying to call me right now. Hey, Aaron, sorry for taking your time. Hey, Aaron, I know you're busy. No shit, so are you. That's why you got me in your back pocket. I ain't always going to answer your questions because I'm a teacher. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach, not a consultant. So don't apologize for taking my time. If I give you my time, I have it to give. If I don't, I don't. So don't say sorry because you lose the word. Hey guys, sorry for this. I'm sorry for this. Stop saying sorry for everything because it loses this word. Stop saying I love you to people just because it's out of habit. Okay? Be intentional with your words. And if you're going to say I love you to anybody, start saying I love, dude, I love your look, man. Nick, I love your look. Right? If you say something specific about people, don't just randomize it. Yeah, no buts, no tries, be specific. There we go, Clarissa, she's getting it. And guys, listen, life is hard. Yes, everybody agrees life is hard. It's only hard because we make it hard. We live in a world that sells us lies that we buy into, and we stay stuck, or we wake up one day, take the right pill, whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to be different than everyone else. Who's felt different in their whole life? Most of you guys have felt different your whole life. Some of you guys look a little different. That's another conversation, okay? It's okay. Let's just don't be different just to be different for the be different sake. Let's be intentional about what we do with our time. All right, what we got for us, guys? Let's go.
All right, I have a quick question. Should be quick. I got these bracelets, right? The wristbands that you said to get.
Yes, ma'am.
I messed up and I got the numbers on the inside, but I didn't put them. Oh, you can't even see it. I didn't put it in color on the inside.
Okay.
So is there,
Let me see.
you
Can I
think
see?
it's
Can I
still
see?
gonna, I don't know if it'll
Just take a picture, send it to me.
see it, kind of? No.
No, I can't see it.
Like the outside's color, but all right, I'll take a picture. But it's just it's embossed, but it's not color on the inside with the free class, with the
Yeah.
most important part, you know.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if there was like something I should do about it or if it'd still be useful
Well,
this way.
bracelets like that have your number and stuff like that are good because I'm at a daycare. A great example. I'm at a daycare, and we actually don't have any left. That was a poor planning on our part for this. But the way I would use this, see, correct myself. The way I would use this is I'm there at this daycare. Hey kids, listen, I'm giving you this. I'll show it to them. See this? Boom. Hey, on the other side is the number your mom has to call. And whoever calls me today, I'm giving a uniform to. So I'm going to show the kids. So especially if it's hard to read. I just don't assume. Guys, don't assume the teacher's going to give them out, right? And you're like, well, what if the school doesn't let me do this? I don't go give someone my time if I don't get something returned. I'm getting paid one way or the other. If I'm going to give my time for free and not get an exchange, then I get the ability to do what I want to do with those kids, right? Put a bracelet on them, tell them something like that. Otherwise, I ain't giving my time. So don't do something unless you're going to go all in on it, right? And the school's like, oh, you can't give something out. Cool. All right. Then I'm not showing up. Or they're going to pay me. There's some exchange. There's always a workaround because they allow other people to do it. They're not just specializing. No, you can't come in. So you have to point out, you get the kids excited, but you can't get them excited at the beginning of class or just the end. You get them excited at the beginning, middle, and end. And you have to be great at communicating, and you have to get on their level, and you have to take pictures, and you have to understand your whole goal is to get name, address, and phone numbers everywhere you go. I call it flirting with everybody, right? What do I mean about flirting? Is because I didn't understand that, like, being nice to people are like, Aaron, are you, like, literally, I was talking to somebody the other day. They're like, are you flirting with me? I'm like, I just do this with everybody. I'm flirting with everybody. I'm nice with everybody. Because when it's game on for business, I'm getting your name, I'm getting your address, I'm getting your phone number. I'm gonna connect with you because I believe it's unethical to have a product and then not go after somebody. Right? 100%. Like, why is not everybody training in martial arts? Why is not everyone at the gym? Why is not everyone actually learning how to be a leader and entrepreneur? Well, I don't get it. Right? We're not playing the right kind of game in life. All right, I'm looking at your bracelet now. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. You just got to show it to them. You just got to say, hey, guys, look at this bracelet. Look right here. See that? It's a secret number. I put it like that on purpose. I didn't want anybody to see that number because it's only for you guys. Y'all are special. Okay? We only take special kids. That's you. You're special.
And what all events would you use these at? Like at PE
Anywhere
teachers,
where I
obviously,
can't
but
get information from people.
where you can't get information. Okay.
If I'm teaching a kid and I can't get his name, address, and phone number, then I'm gonna guilt the kid and the school to make sure these go out so I get communication. Guys, who watched the video of Sarah doing her little drills on the floor yesterday? We watched that this morning. Nobody watched it this morning. Never mind. All righty. Next question. Let's go.
Where's that video?
I put on public Facebook right now.
Okay, so these are your drills from the June plan?
No, these are just a couple of them. I just did a teaser one.
Okay.
But yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to watch those.
But there's a lesson to that video. That's why. So I want you guys to watch it. And there's a lesson somebody should ask me about next week then.
Okay, so when someone coming in to interview for a position says, what's the pay? I know that means they're not our candidate.
Well, I mean, that's Aaron's perspective, but yes.
And what is a good response to that?
Yeah, so this is Aaron speak. Hey, Tara, what kind of karate do you teach? How much is it? Winter classes. I'm asking those three questions because I'm an idiot. Write down the word idiot, people. Everyone write it really big. 9 out of 10 people walking on planet Earth are freaking idiots. Idiots. Why are we idiots? Because we're allowing someone else to control what we're educated on, what we're inspired by, what we're motivated by. We're giving up authority. So we don't have any leadership of ourselves. You know what the worst thing is? Guys, listen. Every man's had his balls cut off in America in the past 20 years. There's no men left. There's like 5% of the men in the world are men. We've demasculated men in this country. All right? That's why, John, you need to go 10x, bro. We need more Nicks and Johns and Michaels and Aarons. Like, we need 10x's. All right? Here's how I know. It's like when someone says, I need to talk to my wife. I'm like, bro, you must take it in. No, I'm going to take this another level. No one walks in somewhere, and any man who says they got to talk to his wife first, listen, I know you men do things, the real men do things like this occasionally to be, publicly look right, whatever. See, that's not leadership. That's just bowing down to bullshit. The real answer is no man walks into a place to go buy a car, buy a house, do anything that he had already had a team conversation with his woman or his man, whoever he's with. It don't matter. Like you're already on team. How many guys are like, oh, we got to go think about it? Okay, cool. None of you guys say, cool, awesome. How many days do you need to think about it, John? 4 days. It's going to take you 4 days to think about a $200 membership for martial arts. Or what are you going to be doing? You're just going to sit at your house for 4 days? No, man, you're going to be going through your life. What do you not have information on or confidence on that we can solve today? You guys don't push. So when a guy says, I got to talk to my spouse about a $200 martial arts lesson that you walked in, you already been in for a week, come on now. I say that because we've given up authority for life to the world. So why does a person, Tara, ask you, what's my schedule? When's my time off? And how much are you going to pay me? It's because they're idiots. They have not been educated. They've been indoctrinated. So my answer to this is, I'd say, hey, listen, Tara, we'll talk about that when you're the right fit. 100%. I can't wait. I want you to be overpaid. I'm going to make you rich as shit. Let's go. I got to see if you're the right fit. So what other questions do you might have for me? By the way, let me ask you a question. Has anyone ever, when you're going through an interview, sir, or ma'am, have you ever had anybody show you how to actually create your own revenue, create your own money, give yourself your own raise? Anybody ever show you that? Okay. Are you coming here just for a paycheck, or are you understand what we do here? Have you done some research on us? So guys, when I interview people, there's 3 phases to this. Very first phase, it's 5 minutes. I'm going to ask them questions about themselves, and I'm going to be curious about what they know about me. I don't say a damn thing about my business. I don't tell them pay. I don't tell them the role. I tell them nothing. If they don't have the ability to do their own damn research, like literally I had someone come on one time, like didn't even know where the school was located. Come on now. You should, I'm telling you right now, if Tara's interviewing me, I know how many kids she has. I know her favorite sports team. I know where she works out. I'm going to know everything. So if someone's asking ignorant questions, you choose your path. You can just kind of answer like everyone else would. Bullshit. But I know in this business, as such a relationship business, I need someone who understands the game. And so here's the way I'd handle it, especially you talking about young people, Tara. I say, listen, totally understand it's important for you right now. I'm with you. Always agree. Let me say this to you, though. No one else you'll ever work for is going to walk you through a path and show you exactly what I'm going to show you. Because I'm going to teach you how to actually be not an employee. I'm not going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you actually how you walk in some place and you make an impact. Now, no one else is going to do that. So before we can get to pay, I need to know if you actually understand what this role is. So go do some homework and come back to me. Just like today, when the guy comes in, I'm going to say, hey, listen, I know you study marketing and all the bullshit at school. Let me see what you really got. Here's 30 names. These are former people. I just want you to call. Here's 5 time slots. I want you to call them, let them know that we want them to come back, or maybe they're a prospect. Hey, we want them to come in for a free trial. And I want you to call these 30 people, and I want those 5 spots booked. And you can double book them. See if you can do that. And I'm going to listen. I'm going to sit there and listen and watch. After 5, I'll give a little bit of coaching. Let 5 more give a little bit of coaching. But here's what I'm looking for. No but, and what I'm looking for. Speed. Here's what the first person does. But what do you want me to say? What phone do I use? But every time there's a question asked, I write that down. Oh shit, ain't the right person. Ain't the right person. Ain't the right person. What you're looking for is someone says, cool. All right, be back in 10 minutes. I'll be like, no, sit right here and do it. Okay, cool. Hey, it's Aaron at Indie Martial Arts. Listen, hey, you want somebody to pick up and go. In Vegas a few years ago, you heard me talk about it. I was at a martial arts school. I had about 30 owners there. And I said, hey guys, call your students. Don't call prospects, call your students. Give them an offer right now in front of me. Some people left and never came back because they're too scared. Black belts are shaking hands, can't actually pick up a damn phone and call somebody. It's not hard. I'm looking for speed. I don't care about failing. He can suck at it. I want to see if he actually has confidence in himself. Number 1 asset. What's the number 1 asset, Ms. Lakin?
Self-belief.
If someone don't believe in themselves, hard for me to buy into it. All right, next question. I just approved a minute ago, guys. We have an inter-school tournament. So we only belt test twice a year. We have 2 tournaments, and we have 2 tournaments a year. So we're going to do a patch on their belt so we know that they finished the summer tournament. So just to prove that, because on our belts, we have a woven label that says Rise Martial Arts, not Century. It's our label on it. On the other side, it's going to have their tournament. It's going to be pretty cool. Got trophies coming for the kids. Come on.
Did you get that email that I CC'd you in?
Yeah, I already messaged with her. We've been talking. We've been talking. You talking about the chick for you?
But you didn't CC me in that.
Because you're busy, bro. You're busy. I'm taking shit off your Oh, you got 2 websites coming for you too. 2 websites.
2 now?
Well, one for your martial arts school, so we can keep it separate, and the one that has your other stuff and your martial arts school.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Started working on that for you last night too. You're welcome.
Are we getting together after this?
Let's see. What are we doing? I need to get together with you every day. Yeah, I got a little bit of time for you, baby. What's next, guys? Come on. Give it to me hard. Nick, this is just a mock-up, Nick. It doesn't have your pictures on here and stuff like that. Like you didn't work on your thing, so I'm gonna pull it up for you. You said you like green, bro. Come on. So it would be kind of like this, right? We figure out exactly what we're going to call it. They would scroll down and have some confidence and proof stuff of what you've done. We'll talk about the training. You'd have your levels to your platforms here. These are just placeholders right now. You'd have some free content you would give them they can download, right? Training stuff like that. Then how they would go to apply for it, right? It would have your bio down here, right? It would have right here what your goals, remember where we're going, goals and targets and things we go for. And then your pricing down here of what it would be. This is just like placeholder type stuff. And then you have some testimonials. Pretty dope, right?
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those sites. There's actually I'm on Instagram, so I see the ads. So
yeah,
kind of related but unrelated. I saw there's a woman named Sarah that's partnered up with Andy Elliott doing an event over at Lions Den coming up.
Yep.
I'm building like a 7-figure coach, and like to be able to get the ticket price, you have to opt in. So you have to give your name, your phone number, your email, so they can call you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then from there, they had like the gold ticket, they had the VIP ticket, they had the super VIP ticket, and they had the different tiers. And the gold comes with this, but if you get the VIP, it's the gold plus bang, 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 plus this. So they had that tier structuring like that. So that part I'm still figuring out for myself of exactly what that's all going to do. I just got back, from Florida yesterday, Sunday, and I'm back to work yesterday and going forward. So I'm super excited to book a call with you. I just didn't have the exact date, and if I ever book an appointment, I always make it. I want to make it and cancel it because I don't want to seem like a bullshit artist.
Also, a lot of people, guys, when you go book calls, it's all based on Pacific time. Because I don't know if Martin's on this call or not. He's in Ireland. So he booked a call, and I was like, bro, that's like 3:00 in your morning for you. He's like, oh, okay, let me go adjust it. So if you guys need to adjust something like that, you just hit me up. Let me know. We'll make work. All right, guys. I got time for 2 more questions. Challenges, concerns, thoughts, problems, issues. Nothing. Easy peasy. All right, guys. This is June 2nd. June 2nd. I love June. I love June. June's the halfway point. It's when everyone chills out and wants to go on vacation. Go ahead, Clarissa. I'm ready for you.
Okay. Did you share those to the Rise Facebook page? Because I went there and I didn't see them.
Come on, baby. F is for Facebook. We love Facebook. Everybody loves Facebook.
Yeah, I went to yours too.
Let's do it. Maybe it doesn't like you right now. I don't know.
It could be. I don't like myself right now.
Come on now. All right, so where's my button here? I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button. You see this guy yapping right here?
Oh, this is your Rise group. Okay, I got it.
Well, this is just a page. It's not a group.
Oh.
What's going on, fellow Rides? I got Coach Sarah here. Listen, you guys got this document with part of your class. So one of the things is we have to come. We don't want to hear you talk. And then the meat and potatoes of your class is your normal curriculum. I'll give you a little inside stuff. Good sprinkle. I'll give you a little inside stuff. Sarah didn't want to film the stuff like this, right? It's called accountability. She says, listen, she was like, freaking out because we pulled all the pages. We went through all the drills or whatever for the next 2 weeks, mat chats, all that. So I went to the gym because she didn't want me here while she was practicing. I said, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna get this thing done in 5 minutes. So I pulled up the camera. I say, I'm a one and doneer, guys. You ever watch me shoot content? Boom, I did this. I said, cool, ready, go. Right? I just made her kind of do it. So it's an experiment of accountability to people. And most of you guys are trying to ever do everything perfect on camera. Okay. I think Michael, when you were here, I don't know how many takes you did because I ended up leaving. You know, like we all want to get so comfortable and confident. Boom, one and done. How do you do that? You got to do it more frequently. One of the things about Nick, if you guys, everyone should be following everyone here. But Nick's showing a lot of content on his Instagram of his stuff inside his gym. I love that, right? Because it creates accountability. It also creates this responsibility. And so a lot of you guys are not doing enough frequency. And I say, hey, listen, this is how easy it is. You see the mom right here sitting in the class watching. Say, Mom, listen, take my phone. Hey, will you film this for class for me? Then I do this every class. And then in the day, I'll just delete the stuff that looks like crap, or I'll put it into CapCut, edit it down, and you start getting stuff every day, right? Or even better, UGC, right? Every time you do an event, hey, parents, when you guys leave, I want you to pull up a little selfie video. I want you to just give me like 10 seconds real fast, right? Such powerful stuff, guys. Such powerful stuff. And just save it forever. Save it forever. All right, last call. Let's go, Nick. You're last man up. And
Not
then
as much of a
I'll give you
question.
5 minutes afterwards, and I'll hit you up.
Okay, yeah, so not as much as a question, but to add on to what you were saying as far as getting the content goes in a big way, showing, I mean, the pictures are cool too, but when people see the videos of you teaching or the kids doing a class or someone doing a one-on-one, when people get to see that, they get to connect with it a lot more. So I do a lot of that on my page, and I always say like, hey, during this class, we're gonna get a video of kids, this class we get a video of adults. And sometimes if I run out of content, I'll even repurpose it. I'll make a student highlight, I'll make a coach's highlight, I'll make a theme of the week. I do things like that. So,
Yes.
so what you're saying about the content, it goes a long way. I just pulled up Rise on Facebook. So this is the Rise
Yo, does
martial
that look
arts
like two
page, but
big boobs right there she drew on there? Does that look like two boobs? That's what I
where's
see.
that?
It's on the mirrors. It looks like two boobs. I can't unsee it anymore.
Yeah, that I see.
That's why I
So
didn't do
question,
that.
Yeah.
the one that you just shared that said Aaron Hensley dash Rise, how do I find that?
Great question. Let me send. I just started that one. I'm gonna delete all my people, my personal stuff, basically. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna put it in the Dropbox here, sir. How about
Is
that?
that the 158 followers? This one? Is that a business page or is that a personal? I don't really use Facebook like that at all.
Good. Facebook sucks,
It does.
but you have to use it. Uh-oh. Can't talk about it anymore. So I'm converting, not because I wanted to, because Facebook's changing, improving, whatever. So
Facebook definitely sucks. I mean, I have to say, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the call, you provide a ton of value on all your stuff, and you can give out an excellent layout of stuff, and Facebook, you get one like. So it's like, I'm all
Oh.
about posting value and content. And even when Andy talks about like, hey, like put something out there that's valuable, people will share it. But you got to start somewhere with having an audience that will see it and then share it from there. So I played around with like sometimes boosting posts to my interest in boxing, martial arts, things
100%.
like that. I'll spend like $5 on it a day. I'll run it for 30 days. At the end of the month, I sent out $150. I'm like, all right, here's 10 different ways of defending the jab. Catch it, block it, slip it, roll it, step back. I'll break it down. I'll make it a tutorial. If you're interested in learning more about boxing, follow us at the page or shoot us a DM. I'd love to be able to get some ideas. So when I boost those posts, they do obviously better than the non-boosted ones.
Sure.
But like in order of gaining traction, because as much as you have really good stuff with business and I have really good stuff with boxing, you have to be able to get in front of that audience. And organic is great, but when you're not starting with a bigger audience, it takes more work to get to that audience. On my Instagram, I have 6,000 posts, literally exactly 6,000, more than 6,200 posts. So I've been posting for a very long time. And part of that is like, they say if you're posting a lot, Gary Vee says, if you're posting a lot and people aren't following you, suck. So
Right.
maybe I suck at posting and the content, but the value of what I'm posting and sharing, I know doesn't suck because I know the ins and outs of not knowing all these things and how I break it down. So trying to think of an approach to get the content out there to more people outside of running boosted posts and organic ads, paid ads.
So here's I just tagged you on that post, by the way, so you can follow that page. Here's my thing about social media, guys. It's social media. Like, don't overanalyze it, don't overthink it, because all the experts don't know shit anyway. So just post consistently, frequently. And what I do is I spend about 2 hours a week, all the channels pre-doing the week's worth of content. And just that's it. I spend 2 hours, no more than that. I don't really consume social media that much. So like that's why, like John said, did you see my post? I'm like, I had to go pull it up to go see it because I post my stuff and I'm done. And I don't spend time scrolling whatever. I just I don't like being on my phone, but my phone is my computer. So I use it for emailing, for texting, and for doing Zoom calls, and for FaceTime my daughter. And then I use my computer when I can, right? So what I tell you that is just be consistent. And then I'm an experiment person. So like I launched it. That's a new page because I used to have a business page. I hated using, I just want everything to run through me. Screw all that. Because social media is always changing on purpose. So that's a new page. I'm doing an experiment with it. And there's a reason why that I'll come back with you guys with data. I don't like talking about theory stuff. I like data, right? Hey, on another note real fast, this here is, I don't know how many pages this is. 20, this is 20 pages that I printed yesterday. This is what Sarah was rehearsing for classes for the next week, right? The giveaways, we're giving away throwing stars. She's got headbands. She'll be wearing a headband teaching today. It's Ninja Week, right? Theming it up. We don't do summer camps. We don't do any of that BS stuff. But this is our mat chats. You got to have a plan. Now, some of you guys are going to use my plans. Matter of fact, and I'll say thank you guys. Some of you guys did a promotion, which is dumb and stupid of what I did, right? $900 to get 3 months of stuff. It takes, Sarah, how many hours and hours and hours and hours? Like she sees me work on this stuff. Like it should be $900 per one of those packs because there's so much stuff in there. But look, she has notes in here for when she was rehearsing classes, guys. How many of y'all as instructors are rehearsing classes on their own time, days off, right? This is 20 pages for just, this is this week's classes. Drills to keep your kids engaged and excited. Just know where you're going. So I'll finish with this. If you guys have a call one-on-one book with me, make sure you text me if you need to change time or something like that. I'll say this. If you can't articulate where you're going, personally and professionally, let's just keep professional. That's the easiest one to figure out typically. Start there. Get that thing locked in. Aaron, I don't know. How do I figure that out? Okay, well, I can't tell you what your dreams are. That's your dreams. You need to start writing it down, speaking it out loud. If you're afraid to say it, it ain't real. Work on that. And then the business stuff gets easier. Listen, here's how easy it is. You know why you guys don't have more students, more money, more people, more staff? It's because you ain't telling the world who you're doing, what you want to do. Like you're being quiet. Get attention, convert attention, keep attention. It's that simple. I'll see you guys. Hasta mañana. Peace.